Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. Jason here. Sorry it's been a little while since I posted a video. I'll try and make this pretty quick. Thank you to all of our patrons, all of our supporters. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to check the links down below for links to today's book and anything else that we might find applicable. I need to have some traffic through that Amazon thing that you guys suggest in order for it to keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into today's video. So for today's video, I want to talk about, as I often do, a series that I've talked about in the past and an author I've talked about in the past. Bruce Sentar, who is one of my favorite authors within the spicy genre. Here you, buddy. I'm in my alternate filming area, so you might hear Thor behind me whining like a squeaky door. Don't you sniff at me. Bruce Sentar, phenomenal author. And he, not only is he a great author, really entertaining and writes great world building, great characters, but one of the things I really, really like about Sentar is that he doesn't write these infinite series. He has so many ideas that he wants to write. He usually has 3 or 4 series going on at once, but he has endpoints, so you actually get endings. You get closure of all these characters in these worlds and stuff. And then he moves on to something else that's absolutely awesome. He starts something all over again. This time around, I'm talking about Ards Oath. Ards Oath, book number 4, which is Merchant of Rebellion, I believe is what it's called, or it's a subtitle or something like that. Again, it's been a phenomenal series up to this point. Ard is one of my favorite characters that Bruce has written because of his irreverence. I can't call him a smartass. I'm probably a bigger smartass than he is, but his irreverence and his continuous joking around no matter what the situation really resonates with me, resonates with most of my friends, resonates with my wife, because most of us are very similar to that. Maybe not quite on the same level, not quite as childish as Ard can get at times, but he's all right. He's one of my favorite characters. So again, we're with Ard, and we pick up exactly from the end of book 3, and we've got a fortress, basically an outpost that has been overrun. That Ard is trying to deal with this army, these incredibly powerful, corrupted type of creatures, and he's managed to reconnect with a old friend, old ally, and of course he's got his anchors with him, so he's got a bunch of power in addition to the things he is able to do as a four-sphere mage. Also the additional things he's learned how to do within like his soul palace and being able to connect with some of his anchors, so they basically, as long as Ard is alive, they cannot die, and the soul magic. So the beginning of the book is dealing with sort of the resolution of this fortress / outpost battle that is going on, and who's going to ultimately end up controlling it, and the things that's going to end up happening there. And it's pretty amusing. Ard is rapidly turning into a walking calamity. Even when he's not trying to be, when he doesn't want to be, he's turning into a walking calamity, which has also led to him getting fairly good at rebuilding stuff, just because he's pretty good at just leveling things on accident, including himself many, many, many times. But this resolution of sort of the ending of kind of the cliffhanger, almost ending of book 3, is a fairly small portion of the beginning of the book. What we go to next is then we lead into Ard basically getting to go on a spy mission, which of course he's still like a little 10-year-old kid. So spy. Can I learn a secret code? How do we do this? How do we do that? Dead drops and wink and let's do all the hidden stuff and I want to be a spy. We're gonna be spies. Again, Ard. In a lot of ways, this book, it felt like Ard got a lot sillier than he'd been even in the previous 3 books. Still an absolutely fun character, an absolutely awesome character. But I do have to admit that a lot of my attention, a lot of my fandom ended up kind of shifting towards the other characters in the book over Ard. Just because it really seemed like he kind of regressed a lot mentally, even though he got more powerful. And the goddess, the goddess that he is almost as irreverent with as Jake is towards Villy in the Primal Hunter series. The goddess is pretty amusing, and those interactions are pretty amusing. And we're learning more about the world and more about 4-sphere mages and actually the creation of magic and what's going on with this big war and the big main bad guy, which of course we wish that we could really focus on the war, but unfortunately Ard still has his enemies within his own kingdom, including the king, which is part of the reason he gets sent on the spy mission. He basically gets sent on the spy mission to protect him from the king and the king's revenge from the events of book 3 that were pretty amusing. Ard likes to pop heads like they're balloons. And he's basically sent off to kind of, get away for a little while we figure everything else out over here. And that gets interesting. He assumes the identity of a local within this world or within this kingdom and begins trying to, is posing as a merchant while trying to gather information and learn more and possibly he's sort of on a half spy mission, half guerrilla warfare mission, because he's also sent there to do as much damage as he can behind the lines without getting himself killed. Disrupt supply lines, things like that. Thor, relax. Hey, relax. Disrupt supply lines, find out information, troop movement, stuff like that. Just anything he can to disrupt the war effort, while also getting as deep in as he can. In the back of Ard's head, and you kind of do see these hints from him from time to time, he's kind of wants to go all the way in and just kill the head guy. Not sure if he's powerful enough, but that's sort of what he wants to do. And it wouldn't surprise me if that's how it ends up happening in, say, book 5 or book 6. I actually kind of feel like even though this guy is being positioned as the main bad guy, I kind of feel like resolving him is not actually going to be the resolution of this series. I have a feeling that resolving this war and what's going on with this big bad that's trying to take over gods and stuff like that, that resolution could come faster than we think. Could come in book 5, could come in book 6, but I think that it's going to come a few books before the end of the series, because I really think that a lot of the end focus of the series is going to be on the political ramifications of what's going on, not just within Ard's own kingdom, but I think that's going to be a big part of things getting resolved, since he's made enemies of the king and half of the nobles, maybe more than half. Plus, we've got this other kingdom that Ard's dad is from. So we've got a lot of politics there, and I think that stuff is really going to be the real resolution of the series, and that this war is sort of kind of a middle plot point of the series. But either way, if you like, I don't want to call it lit RPG, but it's definitely harem lit, and yeah, I guess fantasy harem lit. Or if you like Bruce Sentar and you haven't read Ard's Oath, I don't know what's wrong with you. Fantastic book. Awesome book. You guys got to check it out. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you next time.